Look, I'm not going to pretend I'm a paranormal expert. I'm not even going to pretend I'm knowledgeable on the subject. I'm using this solely to document my personal experiences. No more, no less. Very recently, my ailing father passed on from this world, and while this left me immensely miserable, I guess I've kind of adjusted. He's had cancer for around a year now, and both me and my mother knew it was coming. I can't say it was a surprise, but I really do miss him a lot. He taught me what it meant to be an adult and to fend for myself, and although my family was wealthy, with him leaving me a lot in the will, taught me to fend for myself with my own set of skills, and I can never thank him more for that. I love my dad, and I still do. When it came time for the reading of the will and the betrothal of old family heirlooms, I was baffled though, because my dad left me the cabin. I put such an emphasis on it because as a child, I visited the cabin a lot with him. It was a source of hundreds of fond memories, each incredibly meaningful to me. I don't want to give an exact location, in fear of being doxxed, but the cabin was so much fun for my childhood self. My dad and I would go for long hikes in the mountains, past the abandoned weather station just lying in the middle of the forest, always locked too tight for us to explore. We would fish, hunt, and relax in front of our generator-powered TV, watching endless hours of movies, complete with popcorn, of course. Yet I was never allowed outside at night, quite obviously because my dad didn't want me wandering out in the woods. But after recent events, and the very reason I hired a paranormal investigator to stay with me, I wonder if that really was the reason after all. Anyway, let's take a few steps forward to where we started. I had inherited this cabin, this symbol of my childhood, but I wasn't excited. To me, it was a symbol of my dad and I, the fun we had, the times I shared, all that jazz. I didn't know if I wanted to hold on to such a thing, such a reminder of the loss of the man that was my father. I know most people will get angry at me for not wanting to share this future with my children, but I'm 30, single and infertile, so I don't feel like that's a really good option. Regardless, I decided to spend a few days there before I decided whether I should sell or not. It wasn't just the cabin in question. My father owned many acres of land in the surrounding area, and I could make an insane amount of money if I sold the cabin and the land attached to it. At the same time, though, nostalgia was forcing my hand. I loved spending time there, and I felt that being able to do it whenever I wished would be amazing. It was a tough choice. I arrived on a Thursday, just a few days ago. It was evident from the state of the place that my dad hadn't been renting it out or anything since we stopped visiting. Spiderwebs marred every nook and cranny of the outside patio, although surprisingly, the solid oak chairs and tables that were spread around the area were still standing, and spiders aside, in good condition. The inside hadn't changed much at all, bar the same type of spiderwebs littering the outside. The same old CRT sat in front of the dusty old couch, and the bedrooms all seemed rather flawless, if also rather dusty. I brushed off all the dust and carried the spiders outside. I'm not afraid of them and would rather give them a fighting chance than kill the poor things. I sat on the old, slightly grayed couch almost all night, watching old-ass DVDs on the TV, occasionally stopping to refill the generator with enough gasoline to power the TV and microwave, which I needed for the constant stream of popcorn I was inhaling while I watched my childhood collection. It was the brief moment of sleep I got afterwards that convinced me that I needed help. At around 11 p.m., I decided that I was tired as hell and needed some goddamn rest, leading me to run to the closest bedroom, the guest bedroom on the first floor. I slept on the second floor as a kid, but this time I had brought a bit of alcohol and couldn't really risk it at this point. I fell asleep. I slept like a damn baby until around 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is not a merciful hour. No, it's still pretty dark around this hour where I am, and I just randomly woke up. Confused and coughing on dust, I checked my phone to confirm the time. I yawned and opened the blinds to check if it was bright out. I never could sleep if I was light and fucking froze. I yawned and opened the blinds to check if it was bright out, and I fucking froze. Pressed against my window was the face of an emaciated woman, thin to an unhealthy level, white hair billowing behind her in the wind, and with eyes fixed on mine from fucking second I opened the curtain. I'd like to say I tapped on the glass and asked what was wrong. I'd like to say I was brave and tough and cool, but fuck that. I ran my ass off, sliding on the slippery hardwood floor to the front door to make sure it was locked. And then I slid my ass upstairs and turned on every single light. Fuck that. I waited until daylight, all the lights in that fucking place blaring, and then I phoned the nearest paranormal investigator that dared list himself in the yellow pages. Could have called the local forest rangers, but as I know from past experience while camping, the morons show up, walk around, and leave. This guy, Dexter Hexley, probably a fake name, at least promised over the phone to stick around and guarantee my safety for a few days. Maybe it's stupid. I don't know. Maybe I should have called the cops and been done with it. But I'm losing my shit in a special place that I used to share with my dad. I'm scared, and I just need immediate help. Maybe this occult idiot can provide it. Maybe he can't. But I can't stay in Oregon, sell this place while scared off my shit. I guess I'll update this every week or so. But for now, I'm petrified and just waiting.